Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a makeup tutorial on this look here. It's a very simple bronzy look. I feel like it's a really great look for summer if you've got a festival or something like that, because this lip is giving me super festival vibes. So if you've got a summer festival coming up, I feel like this would be a really cute makeup look for that. It's really glowy, really bronze. I'm feeling the summer vibes. We're coming into summer here in Australia. The weather today was amazing, so I think that's why I'm feeling the summer vibes. But if you'd like to see how I achieved this look, then please just keep on watching. Alrighty, so to start off with, I am taking my Urban Decay Quick Fix Primer Spray. So I have used this before and I do really like it. I love how this spray smells as well. It kind of smells really tropical. I don't know why, because it doesn't say that it has coconut in it, but it does smell like it's got coconut, which is weird. Foundation that I'm using today is the Fenty foundation, and I find that it can be a little bit dry on my skin. So I'm going to use my Too Faced Hangover Primer as well. This is just a really great way of hydrating your skin using that primer and that primer spray. I'm hoping that it'll just make it look a lot more hydrated and not so cakey and dry. I actually really love the Fenty foundation. It's just that it does get quite cakey. So that's why I'm using these primers to try and kind of stop that from happening. All right, so now I'm taking my Fenty foundation. I'm going to use a mixture of these two colors today, which is 190 and 240. 240 is just a little bit too dark for me at the moment, and 190 is a little bit too light. So I'm gonna go in between and mix them both together. So I've just put 2 pumps of each on the back of my hand, and I'm just mixing them together, and then I'm just gonna dab it on my face. And then just taking my Sigma F82 round Kabuki brush, I'm just gonna use that to blend this foundation in. I know I've mentioned this a million times before, guys, but I do have a discount code for Sigma. It's just Erin Scott, and that will get you 10% off at the checkout. I do earn commission from that code, so you don't have to use it if you don't want to, but obviously it's there for you guys if you would like to get a sneaky little discount. And then I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender and pat all of that in. The biggest tip I could ever give you guys when it comes to your base makeup is don't be afraid to spend a decent amount of time blending it in. I always sit here patting it into my skin for a decent couple of minutes before I move on to the next step, and I find that it just really helps. I've just started recently using a brush and then a beauty blender to apply my foundation, and I find that the brush kind of distributes the product really nicely without wasting anything. And then going in with the beauty blender over top kind of picks up any excess product that's still on top of your skin so that it doesn't look cakey. I've also done a full review and wear test on this Fenty foundation, so if you guys haven't seen it, I'll leave a little card up here or here. I can't remember which side of the screen it's on, but I'll leave it up there somewhere, and you guys can go and check that out if you would like to. All right, so next up I'm going to go in and cream contour. I'm doing this before I do my concealer, just so that I can clean up any areas that I may happen to blend too high or anything like that. So I'm going to take the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Mocha. And I do remember from the first time that I use this product, it does kind of dry on your skin pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna do little bit by little bit so that I can blend it out easily. Whenever I'm going for a really bronzy base, I do love using a cream contour because it kind of acts as a base for the powders, and I feel like it just adds a little bit of depth to your contour. So now I'm going in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Neutral, and I'm going to use this to highlight and conceal my under eye areas and then the center of my face as well. And then of course just blending it with my beauty blender. I've been using my Tarte Shape Tape so long now that I've kind of forgotten about all of the other concealers in my collection, but I actually really love this Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm a little bit mad at myself that I haven't been using it recently because it is so good. I'm just so bad with switching up my products. Like, I'm obviously lucky enough to have a pretty big makeup collection, but whenever I find a product and become like obsessed with it, I forget about all of the other things in my drawers. But today I was like, no, Erin, you're doing a makeup tutorial. It's time to whip out some products that haven't been used in a while and test them out again. Okay, I got a little bit too excited about pouring this powder into the lid and forgot to tell you guys what I'm using. So I'm going in with the Born This Way Etheral Setting Powder. I am loving this one. It kind of like adds a filter effect on your face. It's crazy. It kind of like blurs. I don't know how to explain it, but I really like the way that it makes my skin look. So I'm packing most of this product under my eyes and in the center of my face, and then kind of just dragging it out into the other areas of my face because I don't want to completely set the other areas. Otherwise that might end up looking a little bit too cakey. So I'm just focusing on the center of my face, and then with nothing kind of on my brush, I'm just dragging out any excess into the other areas of my skin. By the way guys, I'll leave all of the Sigma brushes that I'm using today listed in the description box, as well as my discount code. So next up, I'm taking the Hourglass bronzer in the shade Nude Bronze Light, and I'm just going to use this to bronze up my cheeks. Hourglass products are literally like divine. That's the only word I know how to like explain them. They are just incredible to use. I absolutely love them. And the Ambient powders just look so stunning on the skin. They kind of give you a little bit of like luminosity as well, which I absolutely love. I just think they're really, really pretty. So I'm just bringing that up onto my forehead just to bronze my forehead as well. I always usually do my hair before I film, but I'm actually filming a hair tutorial after this video, and not having my hair done is really bothering me. My hair is just so frizzy and gross when I let it dry naturally, and just drives me insane. All right, so to contour a little bit more, I'm gonna go in with my Tarteist Pro Glow To Go palette and use this bottom contour shade here on my Sigma Small Contour F05 brush. I'm also going to take a little bit of that on my nose just to contour my nose slightly. I don't really contour my nose that much just because I don't mind the way that it looks, but sometimes I feel like the end of my nose can look a little bit wide, so I just focus most of the bronzer towards the end there, and it just slims my nose out a little bit. Look at my hair. Look at this. It is crazy. Oh my gosh. I had to do my makeup anyway before I did my hair tutorial, so I was like, you know what? Let's just film it. Like, why not film it? Because it would make sense to film it, but now I'm kind of regretting it because my hair looks like an absolute disaster. Moving on to blush now. Can we just excuse my tan hands? I just get really lazy sometimes when I do my tans, and I do honestly forget about blending my tan around my wrists and my hands. So let's just ignore that for today. But I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Blush in the shade Euphoric Fusion. That is a mouthful and a half, but look how beautiful this blush is. It's kind of blended in with a gorgeous champagne highlight, so it does add, again like the bronzer, a luminous kind of finish to the skin. It comes off a lot more pink than it does look in the pan, and it is quite pigmented considering it's blended in with that champagne-y color as well, so you don't need to use a lot. You guys see how it's just adding a really nice glow to my cheeks? So for highlight today, I'm going in with the Urban Decay Afterglow highlighter in the shade Sin. I do not use this often enough. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous champagne-y color, and I'm taking my Sigma High Cheekbone highlighter brush. So I'm just bringing this highlighter from my brow bone around onto the highest point of my cheek in a little bit of like a C shape. I'm also just going to take a little bit on my fingertip and place it on the tip of my nose. Whoa, a little bit too much there, Erin. Oh dear. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So I'm just gonna quickly jump off camera and do my brows, and then I will come back and we can move on to eyes. Okay, so in the 15 minutes that I was gone doing my brows, you guys can see my hair, oh, it's just on a whole nother level again. Let's move on to our eyes. I am going to be using the Chloe Morello Ciate palette today. This is the Pretty Fun and Fearless palette. This is the first palette that she did in collaboration with Ciate, but she has since released another palette. I have got that, so if you guys want to see a tutorial with that palette as well, then let me know. But I actually haven't even tried this one before, so that's why I wanted to use it in today's video. For the most part, I want to kind of keep this look nice and fresh, so I am just going to stick with more natural colors, which is why this palette kind of stood out to me, because that top row here just looks like it's got some really beautiful natural brown colors that I could run through the crease. So to start off with, I'm going to take the color My Tribe and just place that all over my lid. So I don't think I've filmed since I got my lash extensions, which is super exciting. I got the Russian Volume 3D lashes and I am obsessed with how they look. They're just so good for everyday wear. I don't usually wear makeup most days. The only time I wear makeup is if I've got an event on, or if I'm going somewhere special, or if I'm filming. So it's nice to have the lashes just to make me feel like a little bit more awake on the days that I don't wear makeup. If any of you guys live around Sydney area, the salon's called Lady Lash. They have a salon in Newtown, Gosford and Parramatta. So they're kind of spread a little bit over Sydney, which is really handy. But yeah, definitely check them out if you are in the Sydney area and have been wanting to get lashes done. They do really, really good lashes. And that's coming from me. I'm a little paranoid when it comes to that. Alrighty, so next up I'm going to take the shade Unconditional and run that through my crease as a transition. I'm gonna try and build this up quite a lot and buff it out towards like my brow area. So I'm just going back in with more product and just building it up really slowly, just to add quite a bit of depth to my crease area. I've got quite hooded eyes as well, so I do bring my crease colors up towards my brow bone just to make my eyes appear a lot bigger, because my eyelids do disappear when I look straight ahead. I'm also just going to take a little bit of this color onto my lower lash line. Alright, so next up I'm going to take the shade On Fire. I'm packing most of the color onto the outer corner, but then I'm kind of blending towards the center of my eye to diffuse the color. I'm also going back in with my tapered blending brush, which is the brush that I used before with Unconditional on it. And I'm just using that to blow out the edges and kind of diffuse the edges of that color. And then again, I'm just dragging some of that down onto the lower lash line. Alright, so next up I'm just taking the color Queen Bee. I'm going to run that through my outer corner with my Sigma Small Tapered Blending E45 brush. So I'm just going to use this to define that outer corner and darken it up a little bit. And as I go, I'm just going to keep coming back with my Sigma E38 brush just to diffuse the edges of that color and kind of blend them in with the other two colors that we've used. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of the color My Tribe again and just place that towards the inner third of my eye, just to brighten that area a little bit more, because those brown colors did come down onto the lid ever so slightly. And then for the inner corner, I'm just going to take the shade Dainty and pack that on. This is going to really brighten my inner corner, but also because the eye is quite matte, it's just going to add that little bit of shimmer, but nothing too much. Now to finish off my eyes, I'm just going to take a little bit of Benefit Roller Lash on my lower lashes. Obviously I've got lash extensions, so I don't need mascara on my top lashes, but I am just going to put a little bit on my lower lashes to kind of even them out a little bit. For my lips, I'm going in with one of the Gerard Cosmetics Liquid Hydra Matte lipsticks. This one is actually the Metal Matte in Rose Gold. I swatched it on the back of my hand before I started filming and it is beautiful. It's not the kind of color that you would wear for an everyday look, but for this tutorial, I just wanted to put it on because I thought it was so pretty. Obviously, if you wanted to keep this as more of like an everyday glowy kind of look, then I would definitely just recommend going in with a nude lipstick. But I wanted to just have a little bit of fun in this tutorial, so I'm going to use this color today. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see what I mean? Oh my god. I'm getting festival vibes from it. It's super metallic. All right, and now to set my makeup in place, I'm going in with the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray. This one was actually in collaboration with Nikkia Joy. She's absolutely gorgeous, and I was so excited to find out that she was coming out with a collaboration with Gerard Cosmetics. So if you guys haven't seen this yet, I will leave it linked down below. I also have a code for Gerard Cosmetics. You can get 30% off if you use the code Erin Scott. Again, that is a commission code, so don't feel like you have to use it. All right, so I am back. My hair is done. I told you guys I just needed to do something with my hair. I feel complete now. That is it for this tutorial today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like always, if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Thumbs up are like the best things ever. It really helps me out. And also subscribe. I just recently hit 60,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed, button's just down there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. And you're mine.